just been watching a food program and they got a new water out.
Hang on, I haven't done the introduction yet.
Oh, sorry.
All right, okay. So, yes, Mark Attwood Show, and here's my mum. Hello, Mum.
Hello, darling. You right?
I'm very well.
You're looking well.
Am I?
Mm.
If you're my mum, you're bound to say that.
I'm biased.
Actually, no, that's not true, because when I look crap, you tell me I look crap as well.
Which is very true.
It is true, yeah. I'm getting over it, though. The therapy bills go running into the tens of thousands, but I'm getting there. So, look, I thought we'd have a little chat about the election, because it's been a few weeks, and we spoke earlier, and I said, you know, it's all good, things are going well, and you went, I thought that Bidden had got in.
Yes.
So go on then. What do you think's going on?
I haven't got a clue because I don't know who's in and who's not in.
So I don't watch any TV, but I know you've got it blaring all the time. So
Well, no, I don't watch things like that now because they do my head in.
Yeah, you're doing that with your head again. You do.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
See the face. There we go.
Okay.
So very good. So yeah, what's the? You know, you said to me that if you go outside without a mask, the police arrest you. Is that what you said?
Well, I was at Waitrose today, and a man walked past me without a mask, and the chappie at the door said, "If a policeman stops him, because we have police down here all the time now, he will be arrested."
For what?
Not wearing a mask.
And what do you think about that?
Well, it's his choice, isn't it? I mean, well, everybody's been. You've been told to wear a mask whenever you're in public. The only time you can't. Pardon?
What? Even outside?
No, if you're outside, you're okay. But if you're in the mall or whatever, in the centre, you have to wear a mask. But people are walking around all the time with masks on now. They're not even taking them off, are they? I do. I can't stand them. It's
unbelievable. You know, there's actually no law at all that says anybody has to wear a mask. Did you know that?
Well, I realise that, but I wouldn't want to be arrested because they're saying they're fining you £2,000.
Yeah, but you don't have to pay it.
Well, I haven't got £2,000.
You don't have to pay it, even if you did.
Well, how do you get out of that then?
It's not legal. There's no law.
There's no law, so you wouldn't have to go to court or anything?
No, because you only have to go to court if you enter a contract with them.
Right. So if I did get stopped, per se, I could just say to him, there is no law about me wearing a mask.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And then he'll argue with you and bully you into agreeing to be in a contract with him. And if a policeman ever says to you, do you understand me? Just say no.
Right.
Do you know
just
what?
Play it. Yeah, play.
No. You know why?
Why?
Because when they say, do you understand me? They're saying, do you agree to stand under me?
Oh, right, yes.
And as soon as you say yes, you've entered a contract. And then they can they can do their crap to you.
Well, you've got to really think about this then if you're put on the spot, aren't you?
Well, this is the thing. The whole system is run on fear and ignorance.
Well, I realise that, but I did get a little bit worried if I got stopped.
Well, of course, because it runs on fear and ignorance. So if you're in fear about what they're going to do, then you tend to comply with what they do, which is it's the same as a sheepdog in a field.
Yes.
The sheepdog just goes, "Rah!" And then one sheep goes, "Ooh!" And then all the other sheep follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sheepdog never actually bites the sheep, otherwise the farmer wouldn't use him.
That's right. Yeah.
It's all in the mind of the sheep.
Mm-hmm. And we are sheep.
I'm not.
No, you're not. No, but you're a big, strong boy.
Well,
I'm a little old lady.
Well, this is the thing that Bob. Anyway,
I just keep the peace.
Yeah, well, that's how it works, you see. Because today it's keep the peace and wear a mask. Tomorrow it's keep the peace and get a vaccine. Otherwise, you can't travel anywhere. The day after that.
Oh yes, I had. This friend I walked with, the nurse.
Yeah.
She categorically said to me she would not have the vaccine.
Good for her.
Now, she's changed her mind now because she can't travel. Because apparently they got it in your passport, whether you've had the vaccine.
You know, okay, so let me just explain something. Everything you just said, none of it is true.
Right, go on.
There is no vaccine. There will be no vaccines required to travel. All right. There is no law that says you have to wear a mask. It's all make believe. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
So why do you think it is make believe? What do you think is going on?
It's mind control, isn't it? It's trying to get control over everybody's mind, and they're succeeding.
Well, they've had control over everybody's mind for thousands of years, but when you say it's succeeding, the visually it looks like it's happening, and anecdotally, because you see that in supermarkets and stuff. But there's also people out protesting, saying we're not going to do this. There's people calling it a scamdemic and a plandemic.
Oh, I haven't seen any of that. When's that then?
Well, you haven't seen it because you live in your area, and there's no big protests in that area because it's like a suburb. But these are happening in cities and town centres.
Oh, right, okay.
And the other thing is, you don't know how to use YouTube, so or the internet. I think that's fair to say, isn't
it? Oh, it gets me in a puddle.
I know. I was explaining this the other day. I was like, you know, somebody was moaning and saying, why don't people know where the description is or how to find videos on your channel? And I said, well, most people don't actually know how to use YouTube. They think it's on the telly, they press play, and then another video comes and they're lost.
Yes. Well, YouTube comes out, and then it was telling me the other day, I've got to pay for it.
No, they're just trying to upsell you. Well, you fall for this crap all the time. Seriously. Anyway, listen, I want to talk about the election. So from your perspective, you watch the election, you see the news, you see the newspapers, you hear the radio. What do you think is, I know you're going to say, I don't know what's going on, but what are you being told is going on by the media and by people around you? Who's won the election? What's going on?
Well, they're saying they're going to court over it, aren't they?
No, let's go back to the election, the night of the election. What were you told?
I wasn't told anything, really.
What, by the news? What were the news saying?
Well, there was two candidates, Trump and they had the comparisons, who was going to win and who wasn't going to win. That's all I saw.
Yeah, well, and then who won?
Biden. Well, Biden, whatever his name is. What's his name?
Biden, yeah.
Biden.
I like Biden.
Biden.
Biden's better, yeah. Joe Biden.
Yes, but since he's supposedly won, I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, so it's weird, isn't it?
It is weird. I've just thought about it.
What if I told you that basically there's a load of good guys, mainly in the military, who've been planning to take the bad guys out for 60, 70 years at least. And
well, I think you've said something similar to that some time ago, didn't you?
Well,
that they're going to do that.
Yeah, so this is what they're doing. So they had a choice of doing a military coup, like just taking over the military, and then telling everybody, look, these guys are all satanic paedophiles. They eat thousands of children. They steal all your money. They've been doing it for thousands of years, and we're taking over just to get everything straight, and we're going to shoot them all. Now, imagine what the world would have done if that had happened.
No, well, you can't imagine it, can you? Really?
No, but imagine it. What would have happened? You'd have had mass panic.
Well, yes, of course.
You've had people out in the streets.
If people are being shot everywhere.
Well, it wouldn't
be politicians being shot.
Yes, it's politicians, but it's celebrities, it's CEOs, it's all the people across the power structure of the planet. They've all been put there by a satanic group of
same as these Scientologist people.
Well, Scientology may be a branch of it, but I'm talking about Satanism. I'm talking about child killing, psychopathic, probably not.
Yeah.
probably not human, right?
Well, yes.
Probably not human. They've been in control of the planet for a very, very long time. And then this operation to remove them, and not just remove them, but remove the system that we've been living in, which is basically a slavery system. It's a Babylonian debt slavery system. So Donald Trump was like he's the figurehead, he's the front man. And if you think about it, Mum, in the last 4 years, what have you noticed about America that's different to previous 50 years?
Well, since Trump's been there, well, he wants to sort out this race thing, doesn't he? And
What race?
He's got some good points to him, hasn't he?
What do you think they are?
Well, about having people into the country all the time, different nationalities.
Well, that's not actually true. So,
isn't it?
So what one of his policies was to build a wall with Mexico, right?
That's it. Yeah, to stop. Yeah.
So what the media did was turn that into a race thing to make him look like a racist. Right. And he also, the thing is, what Donald Trump knows and understands, what the majority of the population don't, is that the biggest problem on earth and the biggest business on earth right now is child sex trafficking.
Yes, yes.
So the reason for cutting off having the wall was to stop that trafficking coming straight into America.
Yes, but it won't stop it. I mean, we've got it in the next town.
Child sex trafficking is down by 90% since he got in.
Is it?
But it's not just in America; it's worldwide.
Oh, I know it is. Yes.
Do you know how many kids go missing every day worldwide?
About 40,000, isn't it?
22,000.
22. It's half of that then.
Yeah, but you know how many is that an hour?
Yeah, well, it just doesn't bear thinking about, does it? Well,
Really?
I know you've got to think of these things, but sometimes if you think too much into these things, it does your head in.
Well, this is precisely why they've chosen this way of doing it.
Right.
So what they've been so look, Hillary Clinton was supposed to win in 2016.
Yes.
Right. Her job was to create a nuclear war.
Right.
Because they wanted 6 billion people dead.
They're doing that with this thing, isn't it?
No, they're not. If you actually think about it, hardly anybody's died of this.
Well, what about all the numbers?
No, they're all made up.
Yeah. Well, I considering we live in a town, I don't know of anybody who's actually died of COVID.
Precisely. And if this was a pandemic, you'd have known loads of people that would died of it.
Yes. Well, that's what I think.
So, everybody's lost their common sense, right? Which is why they're running around with masks on and sitting in their bubbles and all this bollocks. Now, there's a few things about viruses you need to know, right? Firstly, you can't catch a virus.
Right.
Right. This concept of catching a virus is a very new thing. It probably comes from computer viruses. A virus itself is something that's formed inside your body. It's a natural thing and it's mutating all the time. Coronavirus, the word coronavirus, if you look in medical books over the last 100 years, is defined as the common cold.
Yes.
So the reason why it was coronavirus and then they changed it to COVID-19 is because they wanted to give it another name. But COVID-19 stands for Certificate of Vaccination Identification 19.
Does it?
And the reason why is because the plan B after the nuclear war is virus, right? And then what they're going to do is get everybody so terrified of a virus that they would then inject us with a vaccine. The vaccine they want to inject us with changes your DNA.
Right.
If you take that vaccine, you will not be human anymore.
So yes, but the question I want to answer is, do I have to take that vaccine?
No, if you take that vaccine, it's a death sentence, Mum.
Right. So I can refuse it then?
You must refuse it.
Right. Is it right?
Okay, look, you said something really interesting then. You said, so I can refuse it. So the problem with that sentence is that you're passing power over to them immediately. But who are they?
Yes, who are they?
Why? Because you always say that, don't you? You go, oh, they say this and they say that. Who are they? They're the government? Who are they? I mean, you've seen Matt Hancock and Boris on TV.
Oh, yes, yes.
Arseholes, right?
Yeah.
Why give your power to arseholes?
Well, yes, exactly. But,
Yeah.
I th- the way, I mean, she's a nurse and she said to me she wasn't going to have it. And then because her love of travel,
Okay.
she said, if I
So,
want to travel, I've got to have it.
so what you've done is you bring up a really good point here, and this is the way that they do this, right?
Yes.
So what you're watching on the TV and in the media and around you is effectively a movie
Yes.
with a script, right? So Boris comes out and does his, state,
Yeah, no, he's
social
an idiot.
distancing and all that shit. It's all part of a script,
Yes.
right? Because what the good guys want to happen is for people like you and me to see how far these evil bastards were going to take this, how many of our rights they were going to take away, and then they're going to show us how they've duped us and lied to us in order for us to wake up, in order for us to learn and never ever let this happen to the human race again. Because right now, the human race, and we're all complicit in this, is that we've all allowed these fuckers to get away with this because we've allowed them to take our sovereign power away. Because you're born a free human being. But do you know how they take it away?
How?
Birth certificates.
Oh, right.
Do you know what a birth certificate is?
Of course, I bloody know what a birth certificate is. Registration, isn't it?
What does that mean?
You're registering your birth has been registered in the world, I suppose, in the country. I don't know.
Why is that
What
good?
is it? Pardon?
Okay, so the birth certificate is actually a financial instrument.
Is it?
Yeah. So the baby is duped because the baby can't do anything as a baby, but you are duped. So when you signed my birth certificate, what you actually did is you created an incorporation of Mark Attwood.
Right.
You created a legal fiction called Mark Attwood. Right?
Yeah, I get your drift.
Right. So then that document, that birth certificate, is then traded on the markets.
Oh, God.
Right. And they trade our birth certificates based upon our future potential value in terms of our tax contributions and labor and everything else.
They're wasting the money on me then.
Well, the thing, no, listen to this. I checked my birth certificate on a website back in the summer where you could check and see how many times it had been traded. My birth certificate had been traded 370,000 times in 50 years.
No way.
Right, now listen to this bit. This bit is going to crack you up. So let's assume they made $10 profit on every trade.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
How much money did my birth certificate make?
An awful lot, yeah. Well, I can't do sums like that.
370,000 times 10.
10.
Which is 3.7 million.
It's a million. Yeah.
Which means I'm personally owed at least $3.7 million based on that assumption.
You're owed it.
Yeah, because it's me. It's my wealth. It's my money.
It's your name. It's your birth certificate. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not my name. Oh, here's the other thing, right? You know when they write to you in capital letters,
Yes.
and summons you to court.
Yes.
They're not writing to you.
Who are they writing to then?
They're writing to that legal fiction.
Ah.
And when you answer it, right?
You're given permission or something.
You're agreeing to represent the legal fiction.
I can see where your mind goes.
So the whole system is a con. And anybody watching this has never seen my mum before. There's a video in my channel where I explain cryptocurrency and I explain money. And I explained to you before that the financial system is a massive con. It's the biggest con in history. And the whole world has been conned and duped by this cult of crazy fuckers that want us all dead. Well, want most of us dead. What they wanted left, their actual stated aim, they built this, excuse me, they built this big stone monument called the Georgia Guidestones. And it was put up in 1980. It's a £30 million granite stone installation, and inscribed in it a number of words. So one of those sentences is to keep mankind, the population, down below 500 million people.
Is it?
They do, because they have to tell you what they're going to do. That's part of their magic rituals, right?
Right.
So they actually told us, even though we weren't paying attention, that they wanted the population under 500 million, but there's 6-7 billion people. So this is why America was actually created in order to destroy America, right? So over the last 50 odd years, maybe a bit more, they have been over 100 years, they've been systematically fattening the cow so that they can then sacrifice it.
Right.
So JFK knew this, and JFK tried to stand up against them.
This is why he was shot.
Yeah, but do you know who killed him? Who was in charge of killing him?
Who?
George H.W. Bush.
Was he?
Yeah. Who then?
Oh no, I did know that. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did come into it once.
Well,
Bushes.
yeah, but he became president, Mum.
Yeah, I know he became president.
So the guy who killed JFK became president.
He
Right?
didn't kill him personally, though, did he?
No, but he was in charge of the operation to kill him.
Yes, he was in charge of the operation.
But you're starting to understand this. The treason, the high treason that's been going on in America for at least half a century, right? So there were good guys who got together, got organized, and got a plan together to remove this evil, right? So what you're seeing now is that plan unfolding, and you're going to start seeing arrests. You're going to start seeing, well, Obama was arrested yesterday.
Well, I'll start and pay more attention to it then.
No, Obama was arrested yesterday, but
Was he?
You won't hear anything about that because it's not in the American press, but it's been in the Canadian press, it's been in the Spanish press.
Right.
But it gets even funnier than that because Obama's already dead. Obama's already been shot for treason.
Has he?
Yeah, but they're playing the movie out. So the movie has to play out because people have to see that firstly, Biden cheated and all of those guys cheated. They all committed treason. The punishment for treason is death.
So he's been shot. He's not around anymore.
No, we're seeing body doubles and clones and CGI. You know, nobody's actually seen these people in you know, and they're doing all this code. They're doing all this code. So what you're seeing is a movie. So what you've got to do is relax. There's a really good time coming, but we've got to go through this crazy time. So the first bit of craziness is Trump becoming president and proving that he's won. He won in a landslide, by the way. It was 80% versus 20% minimum.
Right.
It's the biggest vote for a president in history.
Well, let's just hope it comes before I pop my clogs.
Oh no, you got to stay around because there's years of incredible stuff coming. There's like they've got these things called med beds, right?
Right.
Med beds where you lie in the bed, it scans you, and then it can grow you a new eye, a new liver, a new arm. It can fix whatever's wrong with you using frequency and plasma, right? Which is actually not that science fiction because there was a frequency machine invented in the 1920s by Royal Raymond Rife that could fix any disease on Earth. And guess what happened to him? Yeah, exactly. And you know this. And when I grew up with you, we talked about cars that ran on water. We talked about all this stuff, and we knew that these inventions were out there. We were supposed to be in flying cars by now, like the Jetsons, but that technology exists. There was an American general last year who said at a university lecture, we already have the technology to go from the US to Australia in 10 minutes. That's already...
It's like a lot of things, isn't it?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to explain is these people are saying this stuff out in public, but because the media, and this is what I'm trying to get across, the whole pandemic, you wouldn't even know it existed if it wasn't for the media. If you actually looked around you and said, well, there's nobody dying, and anybody that's had a flu or COVID or whatever recovers. You know, this is the funny thing, right? Here's the funny thing. The vaccine has a survival rate, allegedly, of 95%. Right?
I'm listening.
So,
I'm listening.
Yeah. At the same time they're telling you that, they're also telling you that the survival rate of COVID-19 is 99.9%.
Right.
So what they're asking people to do is take this that has a lower survival rate than not taking anything here.
Yeah.
And people, I've seen them on Facebook, people are still going, Well, if it stops this lockdown, I'll take it. If it allows me to travel, I'll take it. I'll go to the front of the queue. This is how fucking stupid. So the whole point of this theatre that you're seeing is for people to actually see, and people are just not thinking. So
But they're not reading the numbers then, are they?
no, they're
Well,
not.
I wouldn't have known
They're not
unless
thinking.
you'd have told me.
You can't catch a virus.
Yeah.
Vaccines. The vaccines actually say in the ingredients that it contains the DNA of an aborted male fetus. Why would anybody
Want to
want
take?
the DNA of
Yeah.
an aborted baby into their bloodstream or into their children's
No.
bloodstreams? It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, it's going to get more and more ridiculous until people literally go, hang on, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But, they're terrified of being arrested, being fined, being this, that, and the other. But
It's true.
it's all a con.
Yeah.
It's the same as money, right? Money has no value. Paper,
I
it's
see
just,
that.
it's
If
based,
someone goes shopping.
but it's just based on your belief in it.
Yes.
So, are you feeling better?
Yes, darling. Thank you.
You sure?
Yes. I like it to be enlightened by you, darling.
Yeah.
You're the only one who can explain it to me properly.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that
Now I will try and get that across to my friends.
Yeah, but they'll just think you're nuts.
Pardon?
There'll be people watching this thinking I'm nuts.
Well, there you go.
But you know what? It
But
doesn't matter.
him down the road, he's all right because he does all what you do, the researching and everything, and he understands me. He understands where I'm coming from when I tell him things.
Well, you should have a chat with him.
Yeah.
And there was that lovely lady that got in touch with me who lives near you with the hair salon. Did you speak to her? Yeah, she rang you up and said,
"Oh yeah, Jenny.
Yeah?
Janie.
Janie, is it?
Janie.
Hello, Janie.
Yeah.
If you're watching this.
I was going to ask.
So listen, the reason I'm bringing that up is because there's at least 2 people near you that know what's going on in the world.
Yes, I might phone Janie up and go and have a word with her.
Go and have a cup of coffee with them and have a chat with them, because if you're talking to people that know what's going on, it makes you feel better because you're not the only one.
That's right, but I don't drink coffee.
All right, have a tea then.
I'm surprised you didn't say water. I've just been watching a food program and it's got a new water out. It's supposed to be better for you.
Oh, yeah. Well, if it's on TV, ignore it, right?
It's called Wetter.
Wetter water, brilliant. They'll be telling you that viruses are Oh, they've already done that. They'll be telling you that masks stop you catch it. Oh, they've already done that. Shit. So many lies. So many lies. This is the country. The UK is the country that puts statues up for known child murdering paedophiles like Ted Heath, right?
Yes.
They don't just stop them being arrested. They put fucking statues up, right?
I know.
And the royal family is the worst of all of them.
I know.
They're gone though. They're gone.
What, the royal family? Well, Harry's definitely gone.
No, they're all gone. They're gone. They're gone. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Not to me, to the royal family.
I never was involved with them anyway. I wasn't interested in them.
You say you've not been involved with them, but you know all of your taxes went in their pocket.
Well, I know that. That's what's annoying me.
Yeah. And what did they do with it? They built bases underground. They built off-world stuff.
I know. Well, where did I read about all these tunnels underground?
Yeah, they're everywhere, Mum. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why the lockdown's been strict, because they've been clearing out tunnel systems all over the world.
And that's where half the children disappeared to.
Millions of children. Donald Trump and Q.
It's not just our country, is it? It's every country.
Listen. They've saved nearly 10 million children so far.
10 million?
So far.
Blimey.
Yeah. And this is the thing. This is the thing that's going to unite everybody when they realise the truth about this. But this can't all come out straight away. That's the reason why it's So what you got to do is hang on and keep juicing. Go and see people that are on the same wavelength. Don't get into arguments with people. Make that quinine I told you about, the quinine.
Yes.
Yeah. Great.
Lemon and grapefruit skin.
Yeah.
6 hours.
slow cook it 6 hours. It's dead easy, and then just drink
Yeah.
the juice. And
Okay.
I'm going to put another video of you and me talking about CBD up because we did that earlier. And take care of yourself. I've not actually seen you since January, so it's about time you.
I know, but I'm not going to see. I'm not going to see you for my birthday either, am I?
No, you got to come over for Christmas.
I can't come over for Christmas. Got nobody to look after the dogs. Stu's working all Christmas.
We'll bring the dogs. Come on the ferry.
No, they won't let me. Will they?
We won't have that conversation now. I'll see you later. Thank you.
Can't come on the ferry because I haven't got the thing.
All right. Thanks a
The
lot for
passport.
chatting. Thanks for chatting.
Bye-bye.
All right. You take care. Love you.
Love you.
Ta-ra.
Bye bye.